He has recorded over 1,500 songs, 1,500 songs on 470 different albums, and he sold over 50 million records in his time. He's the holder of 7 Grammy Awards and has written a best-selling autobiography. And he's done very well in Ireland over the last week, I understand. And he's in the Olympia Theatre this very moment, even as we speak. And he's in his dressing room between shows. He's just done one show and finished that, grabbing something to eat, and then he's going on stage for the next show later on. So, down in the Olympia Theatre, would you welcome, please, Mr. Johnny Cash. You there, Johnny?
Hello, Gay. Yes, I'm here. How are you? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Did you hear that round of applause, Johnny?
That's great. I appreciate that, Gay. Thank you very much.
How has Ireland been for you this week, Johnny, so far?
Always great. I love Ireland. And by the way, I want to tell you, I have a poppy. It's on my other coat, but I have one. I got it this morning.
You're wearing a poppy, are you?
On my coat, yeah.
Well, you're in the midst of all that ructions and so on.
That's all right. I always have been anyway.
Indeed you have. Indeed you have. Johnny, 33 years on the road, still going strong. Why do you keep at it?
I love it. It's what I do. I love to perform. I love to sing. I love to write songs, and the whole thing is my life. I don't know anything I could have ever done to make a living or to be respectable in any way except in the music business.
And what do you think now of the way music is going at the moment? You've stuck to your guns on country and western music all those years.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to put it in a bag, I guess, but all these years I've just done my own thing, my own way. I don't sing my way on the stage, though, I promise you. But I've always done it kind of my way, and I think that is the secret to success for any performer, is to give the audience a natural performance of what he naturally feels right and sounds right doing. And I still perform it much the same way I always did, and I always try to answer the audience's top requests for the songs for the evening.
And do you see any fading in popularity of country and western music at all?
No, as a matter of fact, Gay, it swung back to traditional now. There was a time when the urban cowboy craze was going around, and people in New York City were buying cowboy boots and country records, and they were grinding them out and overproducing them. But the business has swung back to traditional now, as it does about every 7 or 8 years, and it's bigger than ever before.
Somebody asked me to ask you, Johnny, just before we came on the air, they asked me to ask you, of all, leaving aside yourself now, of all the performers that you've seen in action, who do you reckon was the best?
The best performer, probably Elvis Presley. I don't think anybody could touch him. I never saw Hank Williams, who was one of my favorites. He died before I ever got to see him. Currently on the scene, I like the new breed of country singers. I don't know how many of them have staying power. It depends on those things I just talked about. But there are some really good, strong people out there, like, if I may say so, Roseanne Cash and Randy Travis and Reba McEntire. There's some really good, strong country talent out there.
Yeah, go back to Elvis for a minute. What do you reckon Elvis had that was so outstanding?
Well, he had a lot of rhythm. He was a very good singer, and he was a fabulous performer, and the way he moved the people. When he was 19 years old is when I toured with him at first. And not only the girls loved Elvis, but every man backstage was standing in the wings watching Elvis. He had that charisma, that magic, that a great performer needs to get the people right there. Elvis always did that.
Yeah, he never came in our direction, so I never had the chance to see him in person, but apparently he had a tremendous magnetism on stage.
Yeah, he did. It was fabulous. I think his manager was an illegal alien or something and wouldn't let him come. I don't know.
Right. Is it true that you did discover Kris Kristofferson?
Yeah, I discovered him, so did a lot of other people about the same time. Kris was a janitor at the recording studio where I worked, and he was trying to get songs to me to record, and they told him if he bothered me when I was recording, they'd fire him, and he needed the job, whatever was paying, I don't know. But Kris would bring his songs and slip them to my wife, June, and put them in her purse, and I'd get them after I got home. That's how I got a lot of Kris's songs, but then he became so impatient. One day he landed a helicopter in my yard and brought me a tape of Sunday Morning Coming Down. So I thought, well, it's time to really give this guy a listen. So I did. I heard that song, and I did it on a network television show and talked about Kris, and he was on his way. Then he went to Newport Folk Festival and stole my show, and he really did great. I was proud of him. It makes you feel good, Gay, to believe in somebody and then get out there, see them get out there and do it, like Kris, like Larry Gatlin, like the Oak Ridge Boys or the Statler Brothers.
Mind you, if somebody flew into my back garden in a helicopter, he'd get my attention as well, I should imagine. I'd at least go out and say, what do you want?
Yeah, well, I did that.
You've had your own share of difficulty. By the way, do you remember I talked to you when you were here before in Ireland?
Yes,
I talked to you when you were in Cork. I did an interview down the line, just like I'm doing now.
Yes,
you had your own share of difficulty, Johnny. You beat the booze and the drugs, and they caught up on you. Tell me again how that happened. How did you get into that scene?
Well, people take drugs and drink because they like it. They like the way it feels generally, but it's like the pills I was taking. You know, it's like the old wino. He drinks out of the bottle so long, and then the bottle starts drinking out of him, and it kind of takes control. The mood-altering drugs they're all addictive. You know, no matter what it is, the mildest of tranquilizer or the mildest of upper. If they alter the mood, they're addictive. And I had a problem with that because I always like to blame it on the stresses of show business. But, you know, the drug problem in show business is not an isolated problem. You know, it's in all areas of society, and anyone is susceptible to being caught up. You just heard more about me because occasionally I'm in the public eye, you know. A lot of people wanted to ask me about it and talk about it, but I probably haven't had any more medical problems than the average person my age.
Yeah, but you found yourself into downers and then uppers and then downers. You went onto that swing boat.
Yeah.
And then the booze.
Yeah.
And what helped you to get off it?
Well, my faith in God and help from a great wife, June Carter Cash. A lot of friends and loved ones who rallied around, gave me support, and made me feel they believed in me, and all I had to do was believe in myself that I could stay clean, and I did. Yeah, but I had a wonderful support group with me.
June is not with you at the moment?
No, June is at home. She had a kind of a minor accident and hurt her back, and she's in traction and back and her neck, and the doctor won't let her travel for a period of about 5 weeks. And it's the first time I've been to Europe and to Ireland without June, and we both really, we miss each other really bad. She's such a great performer and a great companion to me. We really miss her, but just 3 more days and we'll be home.
Very good. I'm told you had a fantastic turnout in Prague, of all places. I don't know why I say Prague, of all places, but was it good?
It was great. We did 4 shows in Prague and had 44,000 people there.
And I'm told you're a fan also of our U2. Is that so in the concert?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, a couple of the guys came to the show tonight. The Edge was here, and some of their family, and we were just out in the hall talking just before I came in to talk to you. Yeah. We have a lot in common. They love American Indian lore, and we were talking about some old Indian books that we both have read, and Bono is out there now in Indian country in New Mexico, and we had a lot in common to talk about. I realized U2 is the most popular musical group in the world. They came to Memphis. I almost got to see them there, but I was working at the same time.
Yeah. Are you gonna warble a little tune for us before we say goodbye to you, Johnny?
I hadn't planned to, but what would you like?
Well, anything at all would do. Just sitting there where you are in your dressing room, any little gentle. Have you a guitar?
Give my guitar.
Yeah, get it.
I'll get one.
Why not?
All right.
There you are. You see,
I hadn't really prepared anything to do with just my guitar, but I think if a guy's going to be professional in this business, when he's called on to, he ought to deliver something. So I'll try.
Would that God would send us more like you, John. Would that God would send us more like you. Where's the guitar?
Thank you.
Have you got it there then?
I will sing you a little bit. It's coming. I'll sing you a little of a song I wrote in 1959, and when you hear the lyrics, you know that I had a road map of Ireland in my lap, because I was looking at the names of the towns and rhyming all of the towns, and then I got to thinking, what a great song, how great to hear these name of some of these towns in a song. So I finally came up with a melody, and I put it down. I called it 40 Shades of Green. And I did a concert recently, and an old man came up to me backstage and said, "The 40 Shades of Green is a fine old Irish melody." And I said, "No, I wrote that." And he said, no, I've heard that for years. And I said, "Well, when did you first hear it?" And he said, 1959. I said, "That's when I wrote it."
Great. I remember hearing it too in the Sea Point Ballroom in Galway many, many years ago.
Let me find the key, Gay. I close my eyes and picture. Let's do that. I close my eyes and picture the emerald of the sea, from the fishing boats at Dingle to the shores of Dunedee. I miss the River Shannon and the folks at Skibbereen, the moorlands and the meadows with their 40 shades of green. But most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all I miss her lips as soft as eider down. Again I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and there's 40 shades of green.
Good boy. Good boy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.